guys, today we're going to talk about all the books I read in February. To start out, we have The Bodyguard, which was a slow, non-spicy romance, but it wasn't, it was romance, but it wasn't too heavy romance. About this girl who works as a bodyguard and is protecting this kind of high up there actor. It's very Miss Congeniality vibes. And had a really cute ending. The second one was Crime and Punishment, which was my book club book. I got through it. It was weird. Some parts are so good and interesting and they're just there, and then some parts I'm I've read this page 3 times and I still don't quite understand what's happening. The biggest tip I can give you if you read this book is write down the names of everybody, because their names are so confusing because everybody has a really long name. And then a lot of the names are really similar, but they also will go by nicknames. And that's just Russian literature for you. But it was really cool, and is a good perspective on life, and has some really interesting bits in it. But the pacing felt off and on to me, but that may also just have been that it was more difficult. The third one was The Last Murder at the End of the World. This one was an audiobook off of Libby for me. I'm probably gonna make a video later about how I use Libby and balance reading for cheaper, if you guys are interested in that, and then also how I track the books I read. So let me know if you want to see something like that. But The Last Murder at the End of the World is really interesting. It's narrated by this it's not really an AI, but it's kind of an AI, but not in the way you're thinking. That runs this village. There's this gas that has taken over the whole world, and so everybody that's left is these scientists and villagers on a little island, and they all it's been a while after, so all the villagers grew up there, and it's just this cute, quaint little village thing, but they all have this AI system in their head, that can talk between them and kind of narrates the story. And it's a very it's an end of the world book, but it's not big sci-fi end of the world. It's more cute relationship study kind of thing. I'm not describing it super well, but it was a super interesting book, especially because it was kind of unreliable narrator, but not really unreliable. It was withholding information, not lying kind of deal. And then the last book I read was Beach Read, which was so good and definitely lived up to the hype. This one was also an audiobook, I think, because I usually have an audiobook and a physical book going, or a Kindle book going at the same time. And this one was really good and a cute, this one was definitely a real romance. I haven't read a lot of romance before this year, and I'm kind of starting to get into it, which is great. But yeah, I haven't read any of Emily Henry's other books, but that one, I definitely understood the hype around her after that, because I think my problem with romance books in the past have been that there's no plot. It's either there's no plot, it's just romance, or it's so high fantasy that I can't keep up with the plot. So this one I think is just a really great summery book, except it's not summer, but I wanted it to be, and that was great. See you guys next week.